Uncover and Elevate is the next evolution of Liberate Your People Pleaser. I'm Brenda Florida, certified life coach, and after coaching hundreds of clients, I am unapologetically clear on this. People pleasing is a symptom with a deeper cause. Being in a toxic relationship or career and feeling trapped has a deeper cause. Avoiding difficult conversations has a deeper cause. Self-sabotage, imposter syndrome, confusion, feeling insecure, all have a deeper cause. In Uncover and Elevate, we are going to look under the hood every week to uncover what the deeper causes are that shape our lives, including the ones that make breaking a pattern, even one we want to break, so hard. Then we will elevate our lives with tools designed to transform those deeper causes and deal with the symptoms. Join me each week as we uncover and elevate our lives. And now, here's this week's episode of Welcome everyone to this week's episode of Uncover and Elevate. I love this story. When it happened in the middle of a session, my client was just totally blown away. Like, she kept stopping me and saying, "My mind is blown." And I love that. So I wanted to share it with all of you, exactly what happens, so you could understand both what a coaching session is like, what you might expect to happen, not that the same thing happens all the time, but kind of how it works to be part of a coaching relationship with me one-on-one. And then also have this tool for you to use yourself, because this is probably something that you can apply yourself, or maybe get a friend to help you if you're struggling with this one part of it. I'll explain in a moment. So what we were talking about, because of course what usually starts any session or brings someone to coaching with me anyway is some kind of problem, right? The issue, or as sometimes I call them, the symptoms that are popping up in our life, that is sort of life's invitation, right, to look at our stuff. So the reason why I'm having this problem at work, or I'm arguing with my spouse about this, or I'm feeling insecure about that, or I'm avoiding this relationship, or avoiding that conversation, or not setting the boundary, is because of some deeper issue going on in me, which is why we have renamed Liberate Your People Pleaser to Uncover and Elevate, because we've got even all the aspects of people pleasing are really part of those symptoms. So yes, we need to know what those are. Am I prioritizing others over myself? Am I being overly self-critical, overly doing for others? All those things that are part of people pleasing. But it's not just enough to know that. We've got to go deeper than that, because if we don't go deeper than that, we'll just keep repeating those symptoms over and over again. And you can probably relate to some of those things, like with people pleasing, at least if that's something you relate to, or any other quote unquote problem in your life. It probably doesn't feel like the first time this has ever happened to you. So we all repeat these symptoms until we're really ready to go deeper and find what is, at the heart of it, and start to heal those things. So that's what I do with all of my clients. And when I have retreats, or my new staycation retreat, which I'm very excited about, which is a one-on-one retreat where you don't even have to leave home. But all that's in the show notes. So I'm talking to the client, the thing she's really frustrated, she's really down on herself. Her inner critic is super activated. She's being very self-critical about doing chores and things like that around the house. Now, she's a young mother, or a mother with young kids is what I mean by that, and a full-time, very demanding career. So to me, she's not, there's nothing to be critical about, but that doesn't matter, because that's not her experience. Her experience is, I'm not doing enough. I should be able to stay up with this stuff better. She imagines that her spouse is irritated with her because whatever, dinner's not on the table, or it's not a home cooked meal, or the laundry's piling up, or whatever. So you can imagine this. You may have some other story, but you have something in your life that when you start thinking about it, you can get really critical about. I'm just not very good at that. Whatever. So in the midst of our session, I asked her, what she was really, really good at, that she had a lot of confidence in, something that even if somebody questioned her about it or disagreed with her, I'd be okay. It wouldn't push her buttons because she knew what she was talking about, so to speak. It was an area of expertise. And so we found that area. And for her, it was in food, in, healthy eating, sustainable food, all those kinds of things. She's really quite astoundingly knowledgeable and, can really articulate all those things. So immediately when she realizes that's something she feels really comfortable in, she starts talking to me about it and telling me all the great things that she knows. And, everything about her changed. Her energy changed, the way she was communicating changed, like everything was suddenly different. And so what I shared with her that blew her mind so much was, so this is your model. This is what it's like when we are self-assured, when we have confidence. That's what it looks like. It doesn't mean we never think we're wrong, we're not open to feedback. It doesn't mean any of those things. It means we're not triggered when somebody wants to talk about it. And so what she needed to do was bring that level of confidence into this other area of her life, where she could say, you know what, I just don't enjoy these tasks, so let's outsource that. Let's hire somebody to do that, or let's get, the kids to help, or the husband to do it, or the whatever. And then a certain amount of, I didn't get that done today, and that's just okay. Because when we're feeling self-confident, again, we don't have to be perfect. We don't have to, have all the laundry done all the time. When we're feeling confident about something and self-validating, I'm, sort of good enough, like in a positive way is how I'm using that term, good enough. I've done my best, and that's just okay. This meal didn't have to be the best meal. Maybe, we ordered out for the third night in a row, and I don't typically like to eat out that much, but you know what? It's just okay. Because when we're in our own confidence, we can, drop the ball now and then. We can come up short a time or two. We can learn a lesson from something. We can be open to somebody's feedback and shift and change a little bit, right? But it's not so triggering. And so it was really exciting to her that now she had like this model in her own life. It's not that she was trying to look at somebody else and say, ooh, how can I, whatever, channel my inner Oprah, right? It's that she had it within herself, that she already knew how to do this. And so I want you to think about something right now that you can get insecure about, that you can get triggered by, that it can be easy to drop into that, oh, I'm not doing good enough. I'm not, smart enough. I'm not, whatever enough. And I'm dropping the ball, and, oh, why does this keep happening to me? Or, any of those kinds of things that our inner critic will get down on us for. And then think of that thing, like for her, it was food. I've given this example at times for myself of cooking, because I'm a really good cook. And so you may not like something I cook, or I might cook something that, wasn't the best. I mean, whatever, maybe I messed something up a little bit, or it just wasn't something I ended up loving. That's okay. I can take your feedback. I can hear that you didn't enjoy what I cooked, that it wasn't good to you, that like I can take that information in, and it may make me decide to change how I do something the next time. And it may not. I may just leave with, okay, they just didn't like that dish, and that's okay. They get to not like that dish, So I want you to notice in yourself that you already have a model for something that you want to elevate in another area of your life. And then use that as a way to show you how you think about something, because you weren't always super confident about that, right? There's a learning curve to everything we do. So how was that for you, and how can you apply it in this other area? Because I can assure you that 90% or more of it is what you're thinking about as you go through that learning curve in the area you're feeling less confident about. Our thoughts are different when we have confidence. Our thoughts are different even when we're learning something new or questioning something that is in that area we have confidence in. So that way I can learn to turn around my thoughts in the thing I'm feeling insecure about to what's a more empowering question. Instead of like, why do I always make this mistake? It could be, what do I need to learn, or what resource do I need, or what prompt, or fill in the blank that would give me success in this area? What could help me learn how to have success in this area, instead of, why do I keep screwing up? Why do I keep making that mistake? Those kinds of why questions don't ever help us find our way. It is a better question to ask yourself, what do I need? Or maybe who do I need to talk to? Or what's the resource I need, so I can figure out how to start creating a different outcome, how to start having a success where I've been having a failure. That will lead to something that will take you to more confidence. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments, wherever you're getting this podcast, or email me. The link is in the show notes. DM me on social media, Instagram. You can always find me, Brenda Florida Coach. That's where I am the most often. And let me know, like, does this resonate? Could you do it? Could you take that area that you have confidence in and then kind of use it as a model to start changing your thoughts on the area that you lack confidence in, or where your inner critic gets overly noisy? I would love to hear, because I always want to know how the podcast is resonating, how the tools are working. I always want to know what you're getting out of each episode, because your time is so valuable. And that is what I'm here for, to help you live an elevated life. I'm Brenda Florida, certified life coach. Thank you so much for being with me in this episode of Uncover and Elevate. Thank you for joining me for this week's episode of Uncover and Elevate. Check out the show notes for tons of great information and resources, like if you're interested in being a guest on the podcast so we can uncover and elevate an issue in your life, just complete the form in the show notes. You can follow me on Instagram at Brenda Florida Coach. You can work with me one-on-one or get additional information about one of my group or private retreats by completing the form in the show notes. And I would love it if you would share this episode on social and tag me. I'd also love for you to post a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. It makes such a big difference and will help others find the show, and I'll be incredibly grateful. This is Brenda Florida, certified life coach, and I'll see you in the next episode of Uncover and Elevate.